It's Friday. We've had some really big moves today. We, I mean, today we've had some really big moves this week. There's a really good chance that everything's just going to grind today, right? It's going to make a little bit of moves, and it's going to be stuck in a tight range, and it's going to chew your options to pieces, right? Rule number one on Fridays: always expect the worst, right? Expect every single trade to go to zero. Take all those dreams of million-dollar home runs and throw them out the window right now, and just picture what you can lose. Okay? Picture what you can lose. That's the number one thing on Fridays. Yes, we can make home runs, and if we get the moves, we get cheap options. We can trade Netflix. Some of you guys can trade Netflix that you can't. You can trade Amazon. Just don't forget. Like, I try to stick to just 2 trades. You know, I just want one good trade every day, but especially on Friday, I just want one good trade. If it's working, great. If it's not, I'll take the opposite side. Worst case scenario today should be 2R. Okay? I don't want to hear anybody posting or saying anything about how they lost half of their account today because they have these big dreams of making millions. Just give it up right now. It's the same as every day. Okay? So really, this is my mark right here. If we can get up over this, and I would short off of this too, right? So this is going to be tough, yesterday's highs and this mark here. So until we get over that, we got some strength in the pre-market. I want to short that strength. Okay, and that's kind of the basis for everything. So what do I think with Netflix? The same thing. This thing has got to get over these pre-market highs. It's got to get over this. You know, it's building a flag. It held up nicely over 155.30. Okay, so that's my mark, 155.30. If it can hold that, I think we'll get a bounce and we'll go through 160 and we'll start testing some gaps. But again, with this kind of strength, I just want to short it. Here's their daily candle. We got a nice daily candle to short off of right here. We got a nice gap fill candle to short off of. It's already failed before. So I'm really not interested in it just annoys me. I think Apple, the fact that it tried to fill the gap and it couldn't, not only does it annoy me, but I think it's just a sign of weakness. All right, time for a daily recap. Let's start with what I didn't trade, but what we talked about in the live video. Apple was a beautiful short, and some people took it. You know, the 180s went. The 180 strike, which is, you know, right at the money, which I really prefer, especially on Fridays. I really prefer at the money. I like to take multiple strikes at the money and out of the money. But, I mean, just the 180s went from, you know, they were in about 300% roughly. And then we got, some, you know, close to 400% a little bit on the next strike. So like the 177.5. So nice win on this. A lot of people in the room caught this short. I didn't do it because I was focused on just one good trade. I usually like to be in 2. I really don't like to be in 4 anymore. I just don't manage them as well. I find that I just make more money when I just manage 2. If I do 4, I'll basically do okay on 4, and it usually intends to equal 2 really good trades, right? So I just like to focus on 2. So these were my main, but that Apple was a really nice short, played out really well, just like we talked about in the pre-market plan. And then NVIDIA was really, really nice here. Nice little dip right into that yesterday's lows, right into this mark, like I was saying in the live out here, you know, in the pre-market plan, as long as it's over this 155.30. So this nice little dip under over trigger on the 156, beautiful long right here. I didn't take this because I was focused on Netflix and I had already made my choice. I was just going to trade one ticker. I had a nice week. I didn't want to give anything back. I'm just looking for one good trade. So I chose to focus on Netflix. Of course, this was the better trade. Any other day of the week, I probably wouldn't have been in both because I really like to be in 2. So, but you know, I'm okay with it. And this was the bigger play, but I will go over here what happened with Netflix. So, and again, there's people that caught this, that, you know, stuck with the plan. Everybody takes their pick on options they can afford and so forth and so on. These are a lot more affordable options, so smaller accounts like to play these kind of things. This is a nice home run for this one. I mean, this was huge. But anyway, so Netflix, how did I play it? Well, Netflix, we got the weakness at the open. It started selling off and selling off, sold into, you know, nice little pre-market. Didn't quite get down to this 285, but it tapped the 200 MA, which I love. So I got the calls. We ripped we ripped into the red-green mark, you know, and I sold. And now I'm working a core, so I'm not selling them all. I'm selling some. It tips back, and I add them back. It pops back up, and I sell them. Now, the second time go around, I'm like, okay, I'm taking a short here. I think this is about all it's got in it. And sure enough, we came down, boom, to 285. I took the ad on the calls, and I got all out of the puts because the way this thing was acting, and setting up with the triple Qs, and the triple Qs were still holding strong. I really thought this thing was going to rip. Well, it had a potential to rip through, you know, yesterday's highs, today's highs. Not that I really thought it was going to, but it had a potential to, and I didn't see it as breaking down. All I see was strength, right? So At this point, I sold all the puts, added to the calls. We got this last rip. Now, as it got up here and showed any signs of weakness, it just could not break this at all. I'm all out the calls, no questions asked. If it breaks out, I can always get back in. Sold them all nice, locked in some nice gains and grabbed the puts like that. Just no questions asked. I'm in it. If it breaks out, I'll cut the puts and get back long. Otherwise, we're going to play the technicals. Fat chance that this thing is going to get through 290 today. Just fat chance. Not on a Friday. They love to hold it in a range and chop people's options to pieces. That's what they do. They're pro at it. I took the puts here and got this nice last win into this 285 area, 282. Actually, 282, I was out the bulk here at pre-market lows at 282, right? I was out the bulk. I had a small piece. I sold them all at 285. And of course, it did break down, but I don't care. At this point, I'm at the gym. I'm done, right? That's it. Lock in a fat green day, hold a little bit of piece in case it keeps going. And I didn't even do that. Why? Because it's Friday and the expiration day, right? I just sold them all, locked in my day, and go get a life.